morning, everyone. Welcome to 242's Café. Today, PA Nightmares joins me.
What's up?
Dead silence. And, oh god, I just asked you how to pronounce your name, and now I'm like,
It's Sacrow.
And Sacrow joins me. I am sorry, my brain went crow. No. Well, he said that was okay, but it's not crow. Damn it.
Crow is completely fine, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I read your name was Scarecrow. I think I'm gonna keep it that way.
Everybody does, yes. I get called Scarecrow more often than I get called anything else, actually.
Well, our brains go, it's close enough to Scarecrow.
I'll take it. I was called Scarecrow in Overwatch when I used to play that a crap ton. The Korean players always called me Scarecrow.
I can see that, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, Sacrow's just too weird, I guess. So like, Scarecrow.
Scarecrow. It's totally an English word. Which it is,
and it just
but...
happened to match my brand, so... yeah.
Dude, go get the diploma. I'll go talk to the wizard while I'll be back. This coffee
We'll get you some of that good old fear toxin. You can inject. We'll get you some of that good old fear toxin.
Oh man.
You can inject your player with the fear toxin like Scarecrow does.
It might kill you, but we'll see.
Maybe, possibly. I'm ready.
So I almost didn't wake up for this stream because I set my alarm for 6:30, and I forgot to set it to Monday. I set it to Monday, Friday by accident.
Oops.
So I woke up at 6:45, and I was like, "Oh hey,
you know
cat's
what
gonna be fed."
You know what I need to do? Get up. Why do I have to get up?
Yeah. So my coffee's like instant, which is terrible, but
it's coffee.
That's what you get. Yeah, it's coffee. I could just go into the coffee. I was gonna go to the coffee shop down the street, but yeah, no.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
might have lost internet. He'll be back.
Does that happen a lot?
It's not. It shouldn't be happening as much as it used to. He moved since before, but yes, it used to be all the time. Welcome back, PA.
Oh wow.
Are you okay? Did you die? Do I need to get you a cookie?
My internet decided it wanted to be a jerk and kick me out.
Do you live somewhere with poor internet or?
Yes, I do.
Nice. My internet's not bad, but like it's expensive for the good stuff.
I have
surprisingly when I lived in Oklahoma it was great.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we just upgraded our internet to something that's better, but it's still like not great.
Who's your ISP?
Actually, for the purposes of the what's that?
Who's your internet service provider?
Oh, Viasat.
Oh wow, I think it's
Viasat. However, it is.
Yeah, I think that's a satellite internet.
Yeah, it's the best we can get where we live. Yeah,
that's unlucky. So you live out in the middle of nowhere almost.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's awful. We have
maybe one of these days they'll actually get us an internet service that doesn't suck out here.
Maybe.
That would be the life. Is there a way to host someone else's channel on this, or is that only on Twitch?
I think that's only on Twitch.
Man, YouTube needs to add that crap.
There is a way, but you have to be a corporate YouTube channel.
Oh, well, I don't got that going for me, luckily.
So, this channel isn't corporate, PA's isn't, but I know there's another channel we have that is corporate that we all stream on sometimes. So I want to say happy birthday, General. You're now old. That's the rules. Every birthday makes you old. And welcome September Dragon Audio. I'm just having one of those days.
Just one of the days.
Just one of those days.
It just feels early, even though it's not actually that early.
It's
Because
really...
normally I get up.
Yeah, no, I'm normally up at like 4:30 my time, so.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this is why I have a coffee stream, because I can't sleep past like 6 or 7 anymore, so I might as well be up and doing something.
Yeah, I feel like 7 is a good time to wake up. I usually go to the gym at this time though.
No
Like I
gym
go
for
straight
you.
to the gym, and then yeah. I mean, I didn't go to the gym on Thursday either because I had a stupid thing I had to go to. So I pretty much missed the gym twice this week.
I feel like noon is a good time to wake up.
My friend does a swing shift, so he's always up at noon. It's weird because he'd be like, "Hey, you want to get lunch?" I'm like, "Dude, it's like 2 o'clock. What do you mean you want to get lunch?"
Yeah, it's lunchtime.
Yeah, I had lunch at like 12:30.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I am. I'll wake up, and it'll be like 10 o'clock in the evening. I'm like, I'm getting supper, and they're like, "You're eating now?" And I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "We ate like 4 hours ago." And I was like, "Well, that's on you, not on me. I'm gonna get food now."
Yeah, join me or don't.
I'm already asleep by that point.
I guess
Yeah,
people
usually
like
when I'm
10
getting home
usually.
from work, by the time I get home from work, 42, it's like I'm going to bed, and I'm just like, "Oh, I won't be in bed for a while yet."
Yeah. But we also work completely different schedules. 100% different schedules. I work early in the morning, you work until late at night. I'm kicking the bucket all the time.
My
Yeah,
girlfriend's
luckily,
trying to
yeah.
find me. What's up, man?
Oh, I don't work right now. It's great.
Nice. But my girlfriend is trying to help me find a better job, and most of them require me to get up before noon, and I'm just like, I'm not really feeling that life.
Just go work at a graveyard. You'll always be on
Right.
graveyard shift.
Yeah, I don't think I'm much of a better job. And yes, September, Dragon Audio. Yes, you are March Dragon Audio, but I thought it'd be nice and call you actually September this time. It's a joke. He's the Dragon Audio of whatever month it is for me.
Hey, Dragon, I've always thought for being a dragon and recording dragon audio, your English is very good.
Super good.
I mean, if he's recording dragon audio, it could be for like video games or something, you know? Like Elden Ring's got dragons in it. Someone needs to record that audio.
This is true.
What's up, Raven?
Welcome as the Raven dreams.
Caw caw. You need sound effects for when Raven enters, so for fun.
Like a little soundboard. Just click that crap.
Yeah. For fun,
We got
maybe for science. I don't
Raven
know.
and a crow.
Hey, what's up, Big Daddy Stern? Raven, yeah, caw.
Hey, Big Daddy Stone. My thing always takes forever to show it on my end. I don't know why. People say hi to people before I even see it. And I'm like, what do you mean? Oh, there they are. God damn it.
Yeah. YouTube streaming's honestly a little bit behind still compared to like Twitch, sadly.
Yeah, well, I don't game, so I don't really want to do Twitch.
There's a just chatting section on Twitch now. Or there has been for a while, actually.
Yeah, but I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel.
That's true. I mainly stream on my YouTube channel too. Well, when I was streaming.
Back in the day. Oh, 3 months ago, or whatever it is, but some days it feels like back in the day.
Back in my days.
Technically it was 3 months ago. Wow, how'd you know?
I threw something out there, but yeah. Woo!
Yeah, 3 months
She's
ago,
stalking you.
I did a terror stream. 4.3k views. That was my best stream ever, actually. And then I stopped.
Oh, Sorry,
I mean,
Raven.
yeah, you can look at my YouTube channel. Sorry.
Sorry, Raven literally went, check your audio again. I was like, God damn it. Do I have to tell you this every weekend? Just actually what he said to me. I'm like, yes, because I forget that I have a little turning dial on my on my actual mic that I need to turn up because I turned it all the way down to record.
What kind of mic are you using?
Blue Yeti. Midnight Blue Yeti.
Blue Yeti. The Midnight Blue Yeti.
Yeah.
I had one of those. I upgraded to a Rode.
Yes, I don't know
It's
how.
a-
Back in my day. Hold on. Back in my day, we didn't have them YouTube shorts. That was a Raven commented that, and I had to do it in the old man voice.
Has anyone found a good way to use your story on YouTube? Like, I've been posting on there every night, just a random post, and I got like 20-something thousand views on there, and it says I got 5 subs from it, and I posted literally nonsense on my story.
On your story.
Yeah, you can do YouTube stories.
I only
Wait.
have video, playlist, community, channels, and about. But I am also small.
I think it's only on your phone version of YouTube. If you go to you can go to your stories. I actually don't know how stories is activated. Hold on a second. That's not what I'm looking for. YouTube store. How to.
Raven, what the fuck is stories? That says something.
Story.
YouTube.
I love Raven. I love Raven's other comment. It's hilarious that I can say that unironically.
Create 2 YouTube stories. Stories are short, mobile-only videos that allow you to connect with your audience more casually on the go. They expire after 7 days. Stories
Yeah,
are
just
in
like Instagrams.
beta. Oh, you need 10,000 subscribers. Sorry, Raven, you're not quite there yet, and I'm nowhere near that yet.
Never mind then. I'm sorry I brought it up.
It's
I didn't know
okay.
that's what it was. It just appeared on my channel one day, and I'm like, oh, no one's using this. I should use this.
Yeah, it's because it's also in beta too, so they're still testing it out. Yes,
Yeah,
Raven,
well,
you're
it's
almost
working.
there. You have like less than 2,000 subscribers to go, you jackass.
Only
Love you.
1 point case of
Nice. Good luck.
That
But one-
dude's been growing like crazy. Crazy. Yeah. Preemptively, As the Raven Dreams is me and PA's really good friend, so we'll make fun of him all the time and joke around with him. Just to give you a heads up that we're not actually making fun of him in any way.
That's okay.
Well, we are
I
making
make fun of my
fun
friends all
of
the
him.
time.
We are making fun of him, but not
Raven.
mean.
I am a jackass. Yes.
That's something I got from friggin' Corner Gas, and now I call everyone a jackass, and I really need to stop doing that. Ugh, this is what you get for watching Canadian comedy.
I don't think I watch Canadian anything, actually.
You probably did, actually, without realizing it. There's a lot of, like, cartoons and stuff that were Canadian-made that got onto Cartoon Network and stuff that people didn't realize.
Oh, I was talking about right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the day, sure. I think I watched Total Drama Island. I think that's Canadian.
Oh, 100%. 16 was made by the same people.
I watched a little bit of 16, yeah.
Yep. But
I feel like Ed, Ed and Eddie should have been Canadian because that just for some reason feels Canadian to me.
I actually don't know who made Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Someone
But it's good. Or was good.
was good.
My client watches Trailer Park Boys, and
Ugh.
apparently that takes place in Canada.
It is Canadian, but I don't watch it.
I've never seen it either.
I don't like it.
It's not my cup of tea.
I'm not really watching anything right now, actually, now that I think about it. I went and rewatched Buffy, I guess, recently.
To be fair, though, Buffy is pretty badass. for its
I
day.
can't stop myself from rewatching it. It was like my guilty pleasure show back when I was in high school, and then I just kind of kept watching it, never stopped.
It was never my guilty pleasure. Everyone loved Buffy when I was growing up. So
Well, my mom liked it, but a lot of my friends and like stuff were like, "Ew, it's a girl show." Obviously, because I watched it, I was pretty young.
not a girl show. It just happened to have a
No.
girl as the lead character. It was about killing
like-
monsters. How the hell is that a girl show?
I don't know. I kind of grew up in the middle of nowhere, so people were like 10 years behind what the actual decade was.
Fair.
I had one of my friends make fun of me because I was watching the show Vampire Diaries. He's like, "That's for chicks," and I was just like, "Have you watched it?" And he's like, "No." And he went to, I guess he went and just watched an episode or two, and he's just like, and like it was like, you know, vampires were just straight murking people, and he's like, "Oh, this isn't half bad." Duh.
Nice. I haven't actually seen Vampire Diaries either. The last time I watched it, my little cousin was trying to show it to me when it was still on, so it's been quite a while.
I think I watched 2 episodes. Went, nah, I'm good. I like my vampires to have a little more bite. Middle of nowhere. I live in Kansas. Yes, you are the middle of nowhere, Raven.
I used to live in Oklahoma, but I lived in Oklahoma City, so that was nice. Now I live in Cali, and yeah, it's something.
Raven, you don't live in Kansas. You are Kansas.
That's literally the first person I've heard say they live in Kansas, though. So wow.
Yeah,
Very cool.
he's all by himself. It's just him and his wife. That's it. No one else is there. Everyone else is just a figment of his imagination.
Well, it's a pretty big
We're all-
imagination you got there, friend.
We're all also probably figments of his imagination.
Well, you can figment over to my channel and watch like all my videos. Thank you.
On repeat.
He's like
On repeat.
he's like Will Smith from I Am Legend. He's just like, you know, watching old movies and just talking to people that aren't really there. You know.
Speaking of I Am Legend, the book was way better, actually. And that ending was out of nowhere, and I loved it.
Sorry, I missed.
Because it explains the I Am Legend thing better.
Oh, yes, yeah. Well, the ending was supposed to be different, anyways, in the movie.
Yeah, it's just to follow the book.
Yeah.
Wasn't there 2 endings in the movie? Like one and then like an alternate one after they released it?
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
There was. There were 2.
Okay.
Where
movie.
basically there's one where he realizes what he's doing is wrong, and that's not the one that they went with. They went with the one where he decided to kill them all, and it's just like, but
Yeah, just make them mindless monsters.
But all the movie was leading up to the fact that they had thought and everything, so it was
Yeah,
completely.
they had sentience.
So it was just like, no.
Well, I mean, he murked them all because they killed his dog. Okay.
I mean, yeah, he was in the right. For that, at least.
For that, but it was just stupid. Anyways, the ending did not fit. And apparently it is him, Patience, and Elise Patrick, someone. But no, wait, he lives in Missouri, so never mind. So it's just Raven and Patience in Kansas.
Oh man, Missouri too. You guys are all spread out.
And Dorothy, when that bitch decides to crash at home in there every now and again.
Oh man,
That's
that's what I was going through Oklahoma all the time. It was great.
I'm very, very lucky. As long as I've lived in Alberta, I have not had to deal with a hurricane or a tornado. Yeah, same shit.
Oh,
That's
Living in
the
Florida.
second wizard.
man.
That was the second Wizard of Oz statement, comment that was made on this stream.
We like Wizard of Oz here, I guess. I haven't seen it since I was a kid, though, to be honest.
Yo, I have people who I know that watched Wizard of Oz and were scared shitless of the flying monkeys.
Oh, my little brother, same thing. Hated the flying monkeys. Literally would not watch it again. I'm like, okay. So I guess I watched it myself again. Did you ever see the sequel? Like the Return to Oz or whatever?
Oh, God,
I have not.
Oh, that crap's terrifying. Go watch it. It's like a horror for kids, but it's like actually just scary.
Yes, it's horror for kids. The problem is it works on adults too.
Oh, it's nightmare fuel to the max. I love it. And hate it.
Apparently, The Wizard of Oz needs a sequel based in current year.
And then Raven's like, oh wait,
There was a
this is
sequel, yeah.
sequel?
Return to
I was
Oz is a
joking.
sequel. it's not.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It was made
There's
in
like
the
headless
80s.
people in it, and yeah, it was something. Like it kind of reminds me of Labyrinth in a way.
Mm. It came out the same decade, so that makes sense. I love the Labyrinth though. I watched the show.
I mean, Labyrinth is great. My little cousin loved it. She would make me watch it with her like at least once a week when I come over.
Well, and my favorite thing is, so when he's spinning those balls in his hands, those glass balls, it's not him. It's a guy behind him doing it. But it was practical. He was actually doing it without being able to see, too. So.
That's awesome, actually. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, there was a lot of stuff that they did. That was, like, I don't know. I really enjoyed Labyrinth. Apparently, Streamlabs is not working properly. I blame Raven. It's always Raven's fault.
Streamlabs. I use Stream Elements now. Apparently, Streamlabs was stealing their stuff from from OBS, and like they didn't even get the rights to use the OBS thing. They just used it to piggyback off of OBS. So, I just know a bunch of streamers I watch. Yeah.
Raven comes in and the stream starts to crash.
No one.
So, what got you guys into creepypastas?
Oh. Other horror narrators, actually. Listening to them. I didn't even know what a creepypasta was for a very, very long time.
When did you discover creepypastas?
Oh god, I can't remember now. Raven says OBS is an open source. They're allowed to utilize the source code. I'll have to see what that was about.
They were allowed to use like some of the source code, but they weren't allowed to use the OBS name. And they used it anyways. They literally asked them for permission. They said, no, use your own name. And they're like, nah, we're not going to do that. There's a big scandal with it. I don't know. A bunch of YouTubers or Twitch streamers I follow stopped using it and swapped over some of the big names.
Mm.
Well,
I used it because it was easier and yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's much easier. Much easier.
It's much easier than OBS is. So.
Sadly, I use OBS Stream Elements, but it's slowly becoming functionally the same. But yeah.
Yeah, they're not Streamlabs OBS anymore. They're just Streamlabs now.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, that's good on them, I guess.
So, I got into creepypastas because I was working the third shift, and I was always in the horror. So one day I just started looking up like these short little, like, you know, independent fan-made horror films, which then led me down a rabbit hole to like horror narrations, and I went down a rabbit hole from there. Found out there was a whole community of people who call me spooky, scary stories, and I'm like, hell yeah, I'll take this.
When do you guys remember what years you guys got into creepypastas? Like, was it near the middle of the popularity, after the popularity had gone away?
I don't know. I've been listening to narrators for a very, very long time, and some do true, some did fiction. I didn't even know there was a craze at a point either, to be honest.
Yeah, so I started reading creepypastas in 2009, which was before the craze, and then it blew up during Slenderman in 2011.
It was.
I definitely came in at the after the heightened popularity. I wouldn't say it was when I started listening to them. The craze was quite over, but it was definitely on the decline.
Oh, it's coming back now. It is coming back hard. I don't know why it's coming back, but I think it's a little bit of nostalgia and a little bit of it's just fun. Like, creepypastas are just fun.
Yeah.
And people are like just accepting it for that. They're not like, oh, this isn't well written, blah blah. And it's like, oh, this is it's just somebody's on the internet's horror story, and it's actually pretty interesting. Is it well written?
Not
well
always.
Written enough.
Yeah. Some are really well, some aren't. It really depends on the writer's skill, right? But sometimes it's just a cool idea, even. I just really love stories in general. I'm trying to think. I know that I listened to No End House was like the biggest first.
It's still a really good creepypasta. Yeah.
Oh, it is really, and I didn't know it was a creepypasta back then. Again, actually, my husband hates the title creepypasta because he's like, no, it's creepy pasta is how you're supposed to pronounce it because it's from 4chan originally. It was something. It was supposed to be something you pasted, so it was creepy paste.
Yeah.
So it's creepy pasta. It was just like, and I'm like, well, it's not that anymore. It's creepy pasta. That is how it's pronounced.
Yeah, they called it copy pastas initially.
Yes,
that's what it is.
Yeah, and then it became creepy because they were always creepy, and then it became pasta, like pasta. And I was like, I'm sorry, this is how English works. That's how language evolves. I'm sorry, it's creepy pasta now. Like, and yes, I do agree that I think the lockdown helped because people had all this extra free time that they didn't know about. Like they started searching. And I know YouTube. A
lot of people's channels blew up during that.
And a lot of new channels were made during that. I know I made my channel during the lockdown, but it wasn't because of the lockdown, because I was still working.
I was working as well. Good old military does not stop. But I've had a channel for like 5, almost 6 years now.
Nice.
So I've been doing this for a while, but I've swapped around. So I started off as a gaming channel. I did Let's Plays. Very little viewership, but my highest viewed video was like 200 views, and I was like super proud of it. And then I swapped over to doing. Do you guys watch like JonTron or like Kidderchris or any of those people who like review games?
I have watched some of them, yes.
I used to do that, and I thought that was my favorite thing. I loved doing it. But it got like, again, like 200, 300 views, which is not terrible when you have less than that in subs.
Yeah.
And then one day I was like, I haven't talked about creepypastas, and that's kind of like something I love. I love horror stuff, so I made a video about creepypastas. That did okay, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Maybe I can talk about creepypastas again. Maybe they'll actually watch this. And I made an iceberg video about creepypastas that nobody else was talking about, and that blew up.
Nice.
And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stick with this. I can finally talk about horror.
This channel has always been horror narrations or narrations. It wasn't originally horror narrations. It was. I also did like Reddit, like Tales from Tech Support and stuff like that originally, as well as the horror stuff. And then I fell out of liking those, so I've gone completely into horror. So I do true and fictional horror. Because my channel's always been stories of day and night. So day is true stories and night is fictional stories. So
I like that.
Every week is different. So one week is your true stories and the next week will be your fictional stories. So
do you cover true crime at all, or is it more like someone's story of, I don't know, getting stalked at a...
Yeah, those. Like, Let's Not Meet,
okay,
Creepy Encounters, stuff like that. I would love to do true crime, but the amount of work it would take to properly do that, as Raven will attest, is quite a bit, and putting one of those together is quite a bit. So it's, with my job and everything, it's too much for me. So.
And that, and on top of, YouTube really does not like true crime, so if you're not very careful with how you word stuff or something, they will just flag it for inappropriate content and take it freaking down.
Yeah. I've never been super into it. I mean, I like true crime, but I've never really wanted to do it. I've always felt like weird that I'm essentially would be making money off of the tragedy of others, and so I never really got super into making true crime, but I watch it all the time.
Yo, what's up,
Café Crime?
Hey, Dark Little Voices. I actually really enjoy true crime. Yes, there is a sad side to you thinking, yes, I'm making money off this, but at the same time, if you find stuff that's more obscure that people aren't talking about, I listen to a podcast called Crime Junkies, and I've heard of them. They have gone out of their way to do more obscure ones and have actually helped solve more cases because they've raised money and they've used that money to help with like getting DNA tests done, stuff like that. So so there is a positive side to doing true crime if you want to do it that way, but I find it interesting, and I find a lot of the time when you get to do the psychology of the people behind stuff is quite interesting too. So It's, but
So
yeah.
So unlike 42, I'm a stubborn son of a bitch, and my channel has remained dominantly creepypastas, even though I've already been proven that like Glitch in a Matrix and the dark web and like, just like that perform better on my channel. Still a stubborn son of a bitch.
Yeah. I mean, YouTube's iffy like that, but creepypastas are coming back, so you could probably just keep doing creepypastas and it'll be fine.
You hear that,
So
Raven?
I'm also
Get that
so
Raven
I'm
pasta
also
ready.
a writer. You keep that Raven pasta ready, boy. I'm also a writer, and I came up with a poem the other day that I'm writing a story off of.
Oh, that's cool. Do you write your own creepypastas too to narrate, or?
Yeah. You want to hear the poem real quick? It's very short.
Sure. Is it haiku?
Is that okay? 42. Why, I forgot your name for a second.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
All right. Yeah, it's very short. Left to right, the pendulum swings. It swings and swings until you feel fright. Left to right, the pendulum swings as you beg and plead to get free from your plight. Left to right, the pendulum swings long, long into the night. Left to right, the pendulum swings. You'll beg and plead until there is no more fight.
Very
That's
good.
literally, yeah. And so I'm literally writing a story based off that poem because it just popped in my head. Apparently 42. My writing style is the exact is R.L. Stein's writing style. He would never if he had a story idea but didn't have like a good title for it, he would literally throw the story idea away. He always came up with his title first and then the story.
Oh, see,
I just heard that too, actually.
I don't do that. I will write the story, and a lot of the time I'll figure out what the title fits it best.
Yeah, I'm terrible with titles, to be honest. Titles are like the last thing I come up with after the story is written. Which is, I don't know if that's the best way to do it, but I usually have like a one-word or like a one-sentence premise that I start with a story with.
Yeah.
And then just kind of see where it goes from there.
Yeah.
I haven't written in a long time. Most of my stuff is just script writing now.
I write, sometimes I just have a really cool idea, like, my husband hates me because, so he likes to pop pimples, and I also want to say, hello, Hair Raising Narratives, welcome, and with that, I went, what if someone couldn't let it go? What if someone absolutely had to pop a pimple? And I literally went off with that. And he thought for like the longest time that I had done this extreme thing with him. Like, no, you doing that made me go, what if someone couldn't let it go? What if they had to pop the pimple? And that was like the first story I've written in years. And I've written more since. But I do stuff like that where I'm like, whoo, you know. And then I did, for Harry's and Narratives, he did a 3-minute story collab thing. And I just went with, what if a bean had been watching you forever? And now they've decided to talk to you. How would that go? And stuff like that. So that's how I write. And then sometimes the title is just like, I know what it's going to be. And sometimes I finish writing it and kind of think over the story. I'm like, this is the title. That's what belongs. So titles.
Yeah, I'm not good with titles.
Titles are
no matter how
not.
good the story is.
Titles can be difficult, but sometimes it's just picking out the key thing. Like, My Strange Friend was the one for the guy who couldn't stop popping pimples. One was Trick or Treat because the kids were trick or treating. I can't remember what I named that 3-minute one anymore, but I think it was The Shadow or something like that. I can't remember. It was something generic. It wasn't as good as it could be. And then I've got one that I'm in the middle of writing that's going to be a 3-part, and it's going to be called The House. So, but that's because it's all about a house, which makes sense.
I'm very adamant about my titles. They need to be short, sweet, and to the point. Not something like I've discovered an alternate dimension in our universe. We don't have much time left. Creepypasta. And I'm like.
They could have just said the first part. Would have been perfect. The extras.
I've discovered an alternate universe, alternate dimension in our universe.
Yeah, that would be good enough.
It's like,
yeah, I mean, I don't mind short titles as long as it tells the story. But I don't. So when there's a title that's, like you said, that goes super long like that, and it doesn't even fit in my title description for like a video, it's probably too long.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. And there's some so I do a lot of Reddit stuff. So sometimes their titles are a little bit too much, and I'm like, okay, well, but I get it. They're trying to catch people to start reading the story for them. Especially the true ones, they sometimes have some of the worst titles, but at the same time, they're trying to get across, what you're going to be reading.
yeah.
So
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's some times when it's like there's a title like something like I met a Wendigo in the forest. I survived. Here's what happened. I'm like, what? I don't need to know what happened. I now know the whole story. You met a Wendigo in the forest and you survived.
Exactly. Well, it's also if they wrote it, they probably survived. I have a major issue with long titles like I woke up this morning to a loud noise outside my window. What I saw when I went outside changed my life. Yeah, those are too long.
Very long.
What would work is I woke up this morning to a loud noise outside my window. That perfect right there. Don't need to know the rest of it. That's perfect. You don't need the rest. There's certain things it's just like
Yeah, you can change it around even. You can be like, a noise outside my window woke me up.
It changed my life.
Or yeah.
And it changed my life.
You could work that. Yeah.
Oh.
There's some good titles you can make out of that.
Yeah.
Or depending on what the noise, you could be like banging on my window woke me up.
Yeah, you can describe the noise even. That's even better.
Yeah, it's just...
So,
but a lot of those people, especially since that's probably a true story one, they're just wanting to put their story out there. They're not caring about the title. They're not thinking about, well, I'm a writer. I'm like, I want a title that's going to entice you in some ways. Like, people really...
True.
Like, I've got Halloween Event, which is like the longest story I ever wrote. The Shortcut, Trick or Treat, Beautiful Monster, Cabin in the Woods, Happy Death Day, My Friend is Odd, My Ghost Stories, which is just my ghost stories, and Wake Up, which I need to write more Wake Up.
Wake Up. Yeah. There was a creepypasta called Wake Up, actually.
This one's not the creepypasta. I have a story where the person literally, the first line is, wake up! That's the first line.
What up, Sexy Dexy?
Welcome, King of the Canadian Hill, and Dexter. Welcome. Sorry.
You said his name wrong. It's Sexy Dexy.
No, it's Dexter. You can call him what you want.
Dexter.
No, so one day in my server, Dexter hops in and I'm like, what up, Sexy Dexy? And it was like one of those names that it was more meant to be a one-off, but just kind of like stuck.
Wow. You guys all hang out on servers and stuff? I really need friends.
Yes.
Like, not joking. All my friends aren't into horror at all, so it's like I can't talk to them about anything. My wife's not super into horror. Like, she'll watch it with me, but yeah.
I have a similar problem. My husband doesn't like horror because he's a visual person. So if you tell him something, his mind visualizes it, and you don't want to visualize some of the horror. So
that's the best part. I love scaring myself.
Oh no, it's like the grotesque stuff, like about entrails being taken out and stuff like that. That is what he hates.
My girlfriend's the same, kind of like your wife, man. She's like, she'll watch it with me, but she's not super into it.
Yeah, she's into true crime, so like we can watch that together. But I mean, who isn't into true crime these days? It's so easy to like get enveloped in real stories because this is real people, and you're just like, wow, that's happening in the world.
Or that has happened.
She's really into Korean stuff too.
I just remember the one. I sent her one of my stories, and she's just like, "That
was it. The dog.
That
one?
Was. I don't remember which one it was. She's like, "That was dark," and I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "How did you come up with that?" I was like, "Oh, most of that was literally a dream I had." She's like, "You dreamed that and didn't wake up screaming?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's a happy dream for me." And she just kind of looked at me, and I'm like,
I messed up.
Some of my fans on my Discord talking about having recurring nightmares about life-sized Lego figures.
Oh god. Oh no, I'm good.
And I'm like, wow, that's. I mean, it's kind of funny something, but it's also scary. And they're like, you take it in a fight, and I'm like, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure their hands are made of like a hard plastic.
Yes.
So I'm pretty sure like one hit and I'd be down. Like I'm gonna punch hard plastic. Yeah, I'm not winning that fight.
No, the hard plastic wins.
Yeah. I mean, you stepped on a Lego? Like, imagine it punching, you know?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. So, yeah, no thanks.
Good. Yo, you just gave me an idea for a fucking, like,
Oh no.
a self-aware mini Lego, and when you step in it, it like it goes into your foot and kills you from the inside out.
Oh man, the worst kind of Lego. The inside man.
Oh my god, that's a name. It's happening.
No.
I'm putting that in my story idea title right now, document right now. It's happening. The inside man.
I shared a story recently that's similar to that.
Oh jeez. I've stepped on Lego and it hurts, and I couldn't imagine a Lego piece going inside.
So when I was a kid, we had a bunk bed, or we had bunk beds because I have like 5 siblings, and I was getting ready for school, and I jumped from the top bunk to my floor because I used to do that all the time. Well, my sibling moved into sleeping on the bottom bunk, and he kept all his toys out because he didn't care. And I jumped from the top floor down onto a Lego, and it went slightly into my foot, and yeah, I had to go to the doctor, and it was terrible. So it's actually happened to me. It's awful. Because they're sharp, so it literally pierced my foot.
Yeah, yeah, no.
Didn't have to go to work, or didn't have to go to school for a week. That was nice. Everything else sucked. I think our house was actually cursed because I also stepped on glass in there and put me out of school for a week again.
Jesus.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Happens.
Raven's just like, bro, PA, and I'm just like, yes.
Yeah, no. That's,
You probably.
This is how PA rolls. This is how he writes. I don't actually think anything of anything you write anymore, PA. Not after the dog story. I think.
Oh, so she brought up the dog story twice. So I got to fill Sacrow in here. So I read a dog story. It's called Reversion. This dog gets scratched by a dire wolf and gets infected with something that starts to revert it back to its more primitive instincts. And as it does, it becomes more and more violent, and it kills its entire family. Problem is, the family practically has a newborn baby. So the dog chases the mom up to the baby's room, and the baby starts to cry, and the dog literally just gets on the crib and goes, "Oh, how nice of the humans to put this doggy treat in this doggy bowl for me," and then eats the baby.
Yeah.
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 You should be the next Stephen King.
Am I right? And my reasoning for the dog eating the babies, nature don't give a fuck.
I mean, that's true. I've seen well, I guess that's not what happens technically in what is it? The Tarzan, where the parents get eaten and they leave the baby. So it's the opposite, I guess.
Well, it's Disney. Disney can't be like, well, let's just eat the baby too.
Well, then they wouldn't have a movie.
Yeah.
Tarzan would be dead.
Tarzan was a good movie too. My name is Sacrow, so that's how you say it, I guess. Sacrow, or Crow, or Scarecrow, whatever you want to say.
I mean,
just not Sack. Thanks.
He can't. He just can't say anything because his name's Dexter with a Q in it. So I mean.
I mean that makes sense. Dexter, like I think Dexstar sounds cooler, but Dexter, yeah, there you go.
When I first met Dexter, I pronounced his name as DeQuester.
DeQuester. I like that one too, actually.
He's the DeQuester, you know. There's people that give you those shitty quests in video games to go fucking find a goat. He's the guy you go to just get rid of that quest.
Yeah, for like 20 gold pieces, I'll get rid of that quest for you.
For 20 gold pieces, I'll hire someone to do that meaningless task for you.
Man, I would do that in Skyrim, though. There's some quests I remember replaying that I did not like. You know, Sacred Crow is technically how I came up with the name, so very cool. Wow, that's literally the story of my name. But yeah, Sacred Crow because so I was in love with Raven as a middle schooler because who wasn't? And then I was like, oh, crows are cool too. So that's kind of how the name came about.
I think Raven would agree with you that ravens are pretty badass, but
Yeah, well, so Raven didn't sound good because it sounded like that's a raven.
that's the Raven.
Yeah, so I ended up with
Son
Sacred Crow.
Raven.
That's the Raven.
Why does it sound like that's something in that like it's an Italian? That's still a raven.
Like a Mario's talking kind of thing.
It's
Ravens are
me,
cool,
a
though.
raven.
Apparently, Raven loves you too.
Sacrow? No. I get that a lot actually. Sacrow's fine too, but it's specifically
Sacrow.
But yeah, Sacred Crow was literally how I came up with that name. Because we were playing, what was that game called? Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. I didn't have a name. I always named my characters after myself, and I was like, I'm not doing this time. And I literally just made up a name on the spot. I was 12, and it stuck for this long, so...
Actually, my name's actually older than yours then. I've had mine since I was
Oh, really?
7.
Wow. I definitely have not. I believe I was 12. I don't know.
I know it was either 12. I was either 7 or 8 when I got 242. So, because the internet was.
So what's the story of? What's the story of 242?
It's not a very pleasant one, actually. It's pretty
Oh,
downy.
okay.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It always makes people sad because my sister gave me it because I couldn't think of anything. She's like, well, 242 and make your password zoo because it all rhymes. Disclaimer,
Oh.
the password is no longer zoo. It has not been zoo for years, guys.
I don't think anything would accept zoo as a
No,
password.
but this, I'm talking like 95. Like, this is 95,
Okay.
97. Like, I can't remember the exact year, but it's like the internet is a baby. And
You were 7 in 97 or 95?
yeah, somewhere around there. I can't remember
Okay.
what exact year it is. I just know we had Windows 95. I remember it was
Oof.
Windows 95. I'm old. I dated myself. We're not talking about that.
I mean, I was born in the 90s too, so that's all good.
I was born in the 80s.
Oh well, yeah. Sorry, math is hard for me apparently.
I'm an 80s baby. So, but I've kept the name because she actually passed away a few years later. So, and because it doesn't actually mean anything, no one ever uses it. So it's
Yeah, well, I mean,
always
not-
free.
It's your name now. It's easy to find too on YouTube. Like I can just type in TO and underscore, and immediately your name pops up. So
Which is kind of interesting. I'm like, when did this happen? When did I become a thing? If you type it into Google, it shows up too now. I'm like, I am now a thing. Yes, I know, September Dragon, that you were older than me. But not a lot of people around here are older than me.
wait, am I the youngest here? There's no way. I haven't been the youngest in a group of people in years.
Yeah, you're probably the youngest.
Because
I'm 28 years old.
Because PA is actually older than me.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, you're the youngest in this group.
interesting. And I've been in creepypasta the longest. I feel like probably.
Well, at least.
So I'm reading since 2009.
Yeah.
I was there when they wrote like Ben Drowned and what was the other one? Slender Man, Jeff the Killer, all these like
Okay.
big names in the
So-
creepypasta world.
I actually did do Ben Drown. So I was in creep. My husband brought Ben Drown
back.
to my Ben Drown to my attention. So I've actually been with creepypasta like for a very long time. But again, I didn't know what a creepypasta was for like the longest
Yeah.
time. So I'm just like, so I'm like, I can't tell you because it took me a lot longer than it should have to figure out what a creepypasta actually was. But yeah, I remember me and my
Yeah.
husband like really like we're actually really interested in Drowned and figuring it out and all that stuff and all the footage for it. And we're really into it. And then moved on. Like, that kind of horror he likes, but if you're like, a lot of the stuff I do, he doesn't typically care for, so.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you know, there's just probably some middle ground there for you guys to both enjoy things.
Well, he loves stories, so.
Okay. These like fantasy stories and stuff like that.
Well,
D&D stuff.
He anime, comics, stuff like that.
Anime is a good place to go. Yeah, anime and comics.
Oops. Sorry. Hold on. One sec. Hold on. I unplugged my headphones. I could literally hear nothing. That's why I was like, hold on. Wait, 1 sec. Hold on. Stupid headphones. Just need to glue them in. And then whenever I want to take them out because I gotta replace them, it will never work.
Gotta get a whole new computer.
Whole new mic. Well, that'd be expensive. The headphones aren't even worth that much.
I mean,
Yeah, my mic's worth $250.
I got it for cheap.
Yeah.
I got it on sale.
Mine was mine was not on sale. I just need a new mic, and this is the one that PewDiePie used back in the day. So I was like, you know what? If it's good enough for PewDiePie, it's probably good enough for me.
I just know.
Or no, it was Markiplier. Sorry.
I just know a lot of other narrators use Yetis, and I actually have been eyeing the Yeti since I started. And then I talked myself out of it, and then I was like, well, it's on sale now, and it's a blue one, which is the one I wanted, so let's do it.
A literal blue Yeti that's blue.
Yeah.
I have mine sitting on my wall right now because I have no use for it anymore since I've moved over to this kind of mic. It just stares at me, I guess.
It's like it longs for you to use it. Though
It
it's
misses
always
the days of old.
It's always good to keep your one extra mic in case something ever goes wrong with your mic.
Yeah, I have 2 mics, and then my wife has a mic because she does streams as well. She has I can't remember what it is, AT2020, which is like the standard YouTube mic. But hers sounds a little better than mine in some cases, but mine sounds better for narrations.
Which is the important.
Hers just sounds better generally.
Yeah.
So, I'm really big into sound design. Like figuring out what makes things sound good and what. So like my whole room is covered in foam, and I have like diffusers everywhere, and I'm trying to get like the best sound possible. But this new house has super high ceilings, so that doesn't work.
I make do with what I have because I have a rental and I'm not really allowed to do very much to it. So.
Yeah, I rent this place as well, but yeah, the rent here is incredibly high because of California.
Yes.
But it's a nice house. It's huge, way bigger than I thought I'd be able to afford. But yeah, it's $22 a month.
Jesus Christ. Mine's not that, and I live in Canada.
Well, you know, California's expensive, and I live in a nice area in California. And
hold on. Let me do something that's the equivalent to California to me. Hold on. Because I actually left the province because it was too expensive. I was paying this much in that province, but.
Dude, rent in California? Yeah, rent in California is awful, but the house is nice, and the area is nice. I have a video on my channel, actually, or a story, I guess. And it's like me overlooking the side of a mountain because I live next to one. I can just drive up it real quick and look out the side. It's awesome.
Okay, so if I was living in the city that I think is basically the equivalent of California's big city, I'm looking at about that for my rent, how much you're paying.
Oh, I don't live in the big city.
Well,
the big city like San Francisco or something is like $3,200 for a 1-bedroom. It's ridiculous. It's unlivable.
Good God Almighty.
Yeah, I make a decent amount because when you get out of the military, you get your GI Bill and you can go to school for 4 years and they'll pay for it entirely and pay for your housing. So that's the only reason I'm even have enough money to live where I live right now, because that plus YouTube basically means I have plenty of money to live in California. But if I didn't have that, I would not be living in this house. I'd be living in something much smaller.
Yeah. British Columbia. Yeah. I used to live in BC. I was looking at Vancouver, so I was just there's about how much Vancouver is, but I'm originally not. I didn't live in Vancouver. I lived north of Vancouver, so.
Yeah. You lived all over Canada?
Everyone lives in the south in Canada. We live
that
everyone pretty much lives really close to the border. Like I actually live really close to the border still.
So you can just like a hop, skip, and jump into America, or U.S. Sorry, because we're technically both America.
America.
Yeah, yay.
I
remember we went to El Salvador. Oh, sorry.
I think I'm 5 hours from the border where I live right now.
5 hours?
I think.
I am 12 hours from the border. No, 16 hours from Canada's border.
Yeah, that sounds right. Because you have.
I had to drive all the way through. Yeah, there's 2 states between me and there. So where I live in California is like the northern tip, essentially. So I live pretty close to Canada, to Oregon. So I can drive into Oregon, drive through Oregon to Washington, and then drive through Washington to Canada. I've never actually been to Canada, but yeah, I hung out with a lot of Canadians. So
you'll be pretty much in Vancouver, actually, if you cross that border. That's pretty much Vancouver.
Ah, well, that's one of the places I wanted to visit, I guess.
I'd highly recommend going to
I couldn't remember the
Stanley
name
Park.
of the area.
Highly
Where's that
recommend Stanley Park. It's in Vancouver. Trust me. You ask someone where
Is
Stanley...
it a theme park?
No. It's just a park. It's very pretty. I don't recommend Raven go there, but anyone else would really enjoy it. And Raven knows why.
Well, I'm assuming I know why then.
America.
America.
It's
yeah.
because it's too pretty.
I've lived kind of all over America.
He would never want to go home to Kansas. Duh.
Oh.
America.
Well, I mean, once you leave Kansas, you realize everything else is just, Actually, what's in Kansas, to be honest? I drove through there once, and I don't remember seeing much. Kind of like going through the upper parts of Texas. There was nothing there. And New Mexico, there was nothing there either.
Sorry.
New Mexico has really pretty verandas, or whatever they call them. Just like hilltops everywhere.
Yeah, no, I would not go to Kansas. Kansas.
Yeah. You can leave Kansas and immediately say, wow, we're not in Kansas anymore. Every time you leave.
Once you leave Kansas, you realize that everything else is not Kansas. What is Kansas? We have wind turbines.
Wait, you have Google Fiber where you live? Hold on a sec. I don't have Google Fiber where I live, and I live in a city.
Yep.
What is this?
Yep. I actually have. I don't have Google Fiber, but I have fiber where I live.
You have a Whataburger? Ugh. Whataburger's not good. Don't listen to the Texans. They're lying to you.
There's corn.
It's a just okay burger. Yeah. There's corn here too. There's corn mazes everywhere during Halloween. But In-N-Out's not that good either. Don't trust Californians either. In-N-Out's just okay, and then Whataburger's just okay.
Okay, so apparently there's a botanical Witcha Gardens, the Kansas State Capitol building. Okay. There's Elsenhall Presidential Library Museum and Boyhood Home. There is a zoo. I looked up. There are Tallgrass Prairies National Reserve. There is a Boot Hill Dodge City. There is an Evankill Museum. All I see is a girl on a motorcycle there. There's a Spencer Art Museum. There is...
In my little town, I have almost all those.
I have Flint Hills Discovery Center. There's Momentum Rocks, apparently. There's Fort Lauderdale National Historical Site. Keep of the Plains in Mid-America, all Native Center. I'm not saying the other way that they said that. They have the Kansas Speedway. Oh, they got the Kansas Speedway. That's the last one. There you go. That's what's in Kansas. And Court.
Wow, the entirety of Kansas. That's cool, though.
The Kansas City Zoo is in Missouri.
That's... Wait, there's no way. Is that real?
Yes. Well, because Kansas City is half in Kansas and half in Missouri.
Yo, Missouri took your guys' zoo. You guys gonna fight them on that or what?
That is what you could do in Kansas. I have a bigger list for the city I live in now. Just the
Yeah,
city.
I try not to give away my stuff, but yeah. My city's pretty small, so if I start listing things off, people would be like, oh, I kind of know where you live.
Oh, I live in a huge city, so I live in the fourth biggest city in Canada, so I'm fine. Kansas City is in half in Missouri, so yeah. You're rated off a lot of things that are actually in Missouri.
Wow, Kansas doesn't have anything. It's all in Missouri. They took it all.
Apparently, Missouri literally took everything.
Missouri's like, this is ours, but you can keep the name.
Yeah. That's really funny / sad, yeah. I lived in Florida for a while, too, actually. I lived through 3 hurricanes. It was awful.
Oh, my husband's from Florida. My husband's actually American. I don't actually live in Kansas City. I live near it.
I wouldn't live in cities.
I like
I really live on the East Coast.
Translation, she abducted who she calls her husband, indoctrinated him to live in Canada, and now he's a Canadian.
He's actually not Canadian. He's only a permanent resident of Canada. He can move back to the States whenever he wants.
Well, you don't want to go back to Florida. You're good.
No,
Just stay where you are.
No, if he was going back, he'd go back to Louisiana. Hey, food babies!
Wait, what? Louisiana?
He's originally from Louisiana, but lived most of his life in Florida.
Got it.
And
Louisiana's kind of nice, though.
And all of his friends, all his family lives in Louisiana again. So that's where he would go if he went back home.
Oh. Well, Louisiana's nicer than Florida, but, like, Florida's... I actually don't have anything good to say about Florida.
Florida has oranges.
Yeah, but they're worse than the California oranges.
They've got crocodiles. They have Miami.
They do,
City.
Yes. Miami.
Florida has.
Actually, no, Miami's really like. I went there visiting. It was really interesting. It's a good place to visit. I would not live there. No.
I drove down the wrong road once and ended up in some like turf war. So.
Oof.
Would not recommend Miami.
Florida has Disney World.
Yeah, Disney World's nicer than Disneyland in Cali, so I take that.
I like Disneyland better than Disney World.
Oh, really?
I hated the bus
Blasphemer.
thing and
the bus thing? Yeah, okay. But it's bigger, and it's got, like... I don't know.
Everything's
in
one
Universal.
spot. In one spot. And
yeah, also alligators in their ponds.
Yeah, this is true. I did go to Universal. That was interesting. Would never do it again.
I love Universal. Oh, and during the Halloween thing, though, so cool.
Yeah, it was too expensive.
Florida has the Florida Man, which is comedy gold for people who don't live in Florida.
My husband has been to Florida Man a couple times. Actually, so my husband showed me this thing about a shooting in a McDonald's. And he's like, yeah, that McDonald's was literally across the street from the school I went to.
Dang.
Man,
the McDonald's across the street?
Really wanted...
Not that he could go to
Somebody
it.
really wanted their McDouble.
Oh.
No,
someone really wanted that McDouble.
No, actually, it was two coworkers. A guy pulled out again on one of his coworkers.
Oh.
Yeah,
Florida.
No, it was because he was saying something about
somebody got some dice. We playing D&D. Sorry.
Okay.
I have a dice set on my table at all times, so I roll it.
Okay, so you guys walk into a tavern.
All right.
That's as much as I got.
I'm an elven maiden. Let's go. Oh. I'm actually writing a D&D campaign for my friends who've never played, so it's gonna be fun.
I'm a dwarf that orders 6 double shots of whiskey.
No whiskey for you. No whiskey for you. We cut you off last week. You can have a coffee.
Looks over at the bottle. looks over at the bottle of whiskey beside me.
Takes the whiskey bottle away.
What kind
It's
of
a
whiskey
little
is
too
that?
early for me. It's called Tin Cup. It's a whiskey that's actually brewed local, pretty local to where I'm at.
Oh, I have a local brewery here too, but it's not very good. I mean, it's okay. It's beer, but I don't really like beer. I don't really like alcohol actually anymore. I stopped drinking a while ago.
I
But
never
when I
started.
did drink, you never started. Good for you. It's not good.
No, it tastes awful.
It does. My wife doesn't drink either, so.
I drink when my dungeon master gives me PTSD, and I have to freaking drink to forget the fuckery that he has committed that night before.
Sorry, I have to read what Raven said. You know what Kansas has? Me. I'm in Kansas. There you go. That's what's in Kansas. Just put as the Raven dreams. There we go.
You like marijuana? I mean, it's free in Cali, or legal in Cali. It's not free.
It's legal in Canada and has been for years. Bitch.
Yeah, it's illegal in Cali for years too. I don't know. I don't understand the whole weed thing. Like, why it's
I
not
don't either.
legal.
We won't
Like,
get into
okay.
that. It's actually a political reason.
I know. I mean, I don't go into politics. I'm good with it.
Yeah,
Actually,
stupid reasons.
let's be real. It's not legal because money.
Mm.
Oh yeah, money.
Yeah, for beer is legal all across Canada. Boo yeah.
Yeah. I don't really smoke either, so I guess it doesn't really matter to me specifically.
Yeah, neither do I. I'm pretty boring.
What?
the
Alternative night.
You don't have to drink or smoke to be interesting.
No, I do.
If you
horror.
have to drink, if you have to drink, if you have to drink or smoke to think you're interesting, then you're probably not, and that's not helping you.
You kidding? I did
have
the
friends.
stupidest things when I was drunk. Like calling
I mean,
up my
alternative-
boyfriend and crying on the phone.
Yes, I smoke when I'm awake. Good stuff.
It's okay.
No,
Where
I
he
haven't-
lives, he would need it. There's nothing else to do there. Weed everywhere in Canada. Yeah, there's literally a distillery or a distribution or whatever place you can buy weed from, not even 2 blocks from my house. I'm not kidding you.
Jeez.
When I was in Oklahoma, there was like a dispensary every corner. Like they're state funded, so yeah. Yeah, I don't talk about smoking or drinking on my channel at all, mostly because my fan base is pretty young. I've noticed.
Mm.
You know.
I mostly get narrators on my stuff, so they're all pretty older. And hello, Alternative
Oh.
Night.
Yeah, I'm thinking about starting a creepypasta horror podcast on Saturday nights, and I'm trying to get friends to join. And so far, I have a few. I have 2 people who said they join, and one of them's in the chat, I think, or they were in the chat. If I can keep looking.
Was it hair raising?
It was Dark Little Voices.
Oh, Dark Little Voices. Yes, he's awesome. He was
Yeah,
in the
well-
chat.
We're friends.
Yes, Dark
Well, I
Little-
mean, I've never actually met the person,
Okay.
but we've talked in chat a few times.
You are friends with the male half of Dark Little Voices. I'm pretty sure you haven't met the female part, because Dark Little Voices is actually a duel. It's 2 of them. But the husband actually does all the talking and all that jazz. But his wife does like female roles for him and stuff. So
Okay, well, I don't know which one I was talking to in the
it'd be
Twitter group.
100%.
Okay,
Yeah, she doesn't do any of that stuff. So
oh, that's cool.
I forget what they call. They have names and I can't remember. I think one's Shale and I can't remember the other name.
I do need to learn people's real names because I have no idea what to call everybody. I guess just by their
Their
handle.
Yep,
Yeah.
pretty much it.
So it's just 242.
Yeah, a lot of people just call me 42, but that doesn't work
42?
very good because there's three characters in my channel and one of them is named 42. But it's fine.
She's
70, Soldier 76.
42 is the psycho of the group.
Yeah, she's the one that will kill you to make a story. Literally. She's like,
Nice.
oh yeah, I'll put you right here and I'll have a great story. But that's a monster. It's going to be a great story.
And then just PA Nightmares is what you go by, or PA.
Yeah, you can just call me PA.
What about Pa? Putty Pa?
Pa.
I'll be your daddy boy.
Papa works. Very cool. I haven't sat this long in forever.
Well, it's too
So.
bad.
Yeah, I got.
He's like, I haven't said this long in forever, and I'm just like, man, I spend like 12 hours in this chair a day, just working on YouTube shit half the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a video that has to go up this weekend, but it's nowhere near done, so I'm probably not gonna be able to finish it this weekend. So.
Apparently, hair raising, they're just gonna start calling you Poppy.
HR, I'm already your
great.
HR, I'm already your daddy, boy.
So yeah, hair
So
is a narrative. A lot of us either call him HR or hair. Alternative night is alternative. I'm just
HR sounds great, actually.
Yes. If you have any problems that you need to talk to, just talk to HR. He'll get those solved for you.
I need more ideas. Thank you.
So to explain why I told HR I was already his daddy is because technically me and 42 have played his parents so many times in stories on his channel that we are now his unofficial official parents.
Yeah, I had his mother a few times at this point.
That's funny, actually.
and each time he does it, he pairs us together like.
Yeah, it has been.
Wow.
Papa nightmares. Well, some people call me Knight. Yeah, it's true. Some people just call you Knight as well.
So
I think I have 100 people on my Discord finally. No, I don't. Just kidding.
Never mind. I lied.
It's at 90 something. I can't do math. I added the bots. Don't add bots. Apparently Discord runs like, depending on how many people you have in your Discord, you can run all sorts of stuff. And I'm almost to the point where I can run things, but not there yet.
I just use my Discord for coffee streams. I don't want the rest of it.
Oh, I use it for announcements for my videos and stuff. I have a page now where people can post their art and video stuff, and I keep getting a lot of weird recommendations. It's pretty funny though.
I use my Discord server to promote the chaos.
That is you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I am. Yeah. I am chaos incarnate. Fear me, or just come along for the ride and have fun. Your choice.
Yeah, actually, except for King of the King Hill, everyone in this chat and general have been narrators. Oh, and
cool.
of course Patience, but Patience is Raven's wife, so therefore she is a narrator.
And she's been in some of his videos.
Yeah, she's been in one of mine too. Two? I got her to play my sister for one of the stories.
Yeah, I'm not really like a I don't know. I don't consider myself like a narrator 100%, but most of what I do is narration.
Yeah.
So I don't know where I fall on this whole thing, because if you look at it in my videos, there's literally none where I'm just narrating a story. It's usually I'm explaining something or talking about some subject or this or that, but the horror community has been welcoming regardless.
Just because you're
Come on. God,
because...
42. Come on.
Yeah, apparently King of the King Hill Koch is becoming a narrator. He has been working.
Oh, nice.
I forgot about that.
Did you bully him into it too?
No, I only did that one time.
Bully everybody. Bully them all.
She bullied me.
Join us.
She bullied me to become a narrator.
Oh wow.
Fair, it didn't take that. It wasn't that hard.
I mean, I was also being bullied by like 4 other people too.
Yeah. Well, you were already talking about it, and I was like, okay, just post it. Just do it. Creepypasta's in Ontario. Yep, that's on brand for King. Yep. Everything he does involves Ontario.
Hey, you gotta be proud of where you're from, right?
Yeah.
Ontario, your bumhole.
Really?
I mean, it's an option, I guess.
I would not do that. I'm not saying it. I'm not doing that.
42, I thought you'd be used to my shenanigans by now.
I am, but there's certain things I'm just not willing to repeat because I will say them wrong and therefore get myself in trouble. I have already dug myself a hole. I'm trying to dig myself out of said holes. I left Ontario happily, says Furberries. That's fair. I've never been to Ontario my whole life. Except for the airport.
Never been to Canada. So I've definitely never been to Ontario. I had some Canadian friends I met in El Salvador. Like military members.
It's a little far from
yeah,
Canada.
A little bit. The opposite direction.
Yes. Nah, born, raised, and lived in Canada my whole life, and I've been on the West my whole life too. Originally from Alberta, moved to BC and lived there most of my life and came back to Alberta twice. I left, went back to BC, and then came back to Alberta.
I lived in California, then I lived in Arizona, and I lived in Oregon for a little bit. This is all as a kid, and then when I joined the military, I moved to Virginia, Florida, Japan.
That's not
No. And then I ended up in Oklahoma before retiring from the military and going back to California. So I lived all over the place, which made it really hard to do YouTube at the time.
Fair.
Especially in Japan.
Yeah. Apparently, Hair Raisin there just thinks it'd be funny to think of 242's parents maybe listening to all the crazy stuff that they talk about. Actually, my dad does sometimes listen to my live streams. If you're listening, Dad, hi! Also, tell Mom happy belated birthday. Even though I wished her happy birthday yesterday.
My dad's birthday is tomorrow.
So don't forget to set off the chaos grenade.
No, don't do that. It was my mom's birthday yesterday. She is older. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, my dad's birthday is tomorrow, so we are going to go get food.
Ooh. Yeah,
And bring a cake or something.
I live too far from my parents. They're a 7-minute drive. Do y'all want to see what my dad looks like? Because I can do that joke again.
I saw it last week, but I'm down.
You did. That's right, you were here last week.
I popped in just to see because I was like getting ready. What branch were you? I was in the Navy.
Ooh.
I want to see 42.
Yeah, everyone says that immediately as I say that. In the Navy. Every time, without fail. Completely fine with it, though.
Well, to be fair, it's just fun to say
Yeah.
in the Navy. It's not my fault.
Yes, I was in the Navy. I was in the intel section, so we did like stuff I can't talk about, I guess. But mostly it was just like intelligence, PowerPoint, whatnot.
He did things
I'm a PowerPoint warrior.
with stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff for sure. Too much stuff sometimes, but it was fun. I got to go travel the world. I went to Ireland. I've been to Scotland. I've been to the Philippines, Japan. I mentioned earlier. What's that one city I went to that's really clean, but like you can get fined for anything? I can't remember what it's called right now. And then I've also been to India, Spain, Italy, and Greece.
It's a
You
lot
want
of
to go
places.
to military intelligence? It's great. It's fun.
It's a lot of places.
Yeah, it's a lot of places. It's more places than I expected to go. So I joined the military to travel, and they sent me everywhere. And so I was able to travel. I flew everywhere. So I flew into a hotel, and I worked from the hotel into like a thing. And yeah, it was honestly amazing. There it is. Where'd you get that picture from? Someone draw that?
Yes, Raven did, and I was like, how'd you know what my dad looked like? There's one that says 242's dad, ? But I can't find it.
Oh, yes. I did see that on the Discord or something. I remember.
It was here. I found it last time. I have troubles finding that one for some reason. I always have troubles with that one.
It reminds me of like if what's that guy's name who wrote like Green Eggs and Ham and stuff? Dr. Seuss decided to go on some sort of weird drug binger.
Yes.
And then drew a picture.
I forget what he was trying to draw, but he drew that, and I was like, and I actually did send it to my dad, and he's like, thanks. But then again, my dad was laughing because me and my dad have the same sense of humor. So.
Dad, when he watches my videos, just comment or just tells me like, "Hey, why don't you do anything with guitars anymore?" Because I used to play guitar a ton in high school, and that was like my whole life.
All because
Like, you
I
should teach
grew
me how to
up.
play guitar. I'm like, no, Dad, I barely play guitar anymore. Mostly I play video games and I read and write horror stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, I
Thanks.
don't do that anymore. I grew up. I became an adult.
Eventually I will.
Don't hold your breath. It never seems to really properly happen.
I'm at a point in my life now. I'm pretty happy with what's going on. I guess I'm cool. I want to go back to Japan though.
I want to go to Japan.
Just giant. Let's just take all the narrators, everyone, and let's just go to Japan for a weekend. We'll call it a I don't know,
Spooky
a convention.
A Japanese horror narration convention.
I love that.
I need to go to New Zealand.
You know,
I've never been to New Zealand. Oh, I've been to Iceland. I forgot about that. Iceland, also.
I'll be back in just a second.
If you don't know why specifically New Zealand, it's because I'm a giant Tolkien fan. And
I was gonna say you must be a Lord of the
Shire.
Rings fan, yeah.
I am a giant Tolkien, bro. I have a J.R.R. tattoo, like a sigil made out of his initials on my arm.
That's cool. I don't think I'm a big fan of anybody like that. Surprisingly.
I always joke. I joke that I got my nerd card tattooed permanently on my body.
Hey,
Well,
they'll never not know.
See, as a kid, I hated reading. Like I despised it on a cellular level, and it's because I have dyslexia and it was hard.
Yeah.
And anything that is not just anything that just doesn't come naturally to me that I actually have to work for, I don't like because a lot of shit just comes naturally to me. And one day I was in high school and I'm like, and I had to do a book report or something, and I'm just like, all right, what do I like? And I was like, I like you know, fantasy, and I like, you know, like the old time, like, you know, when monarchs and shit were around. So I asked the librarian if they had anything like that, and she's like, yeah, but it's a complicated read. And I'm like, why? And she's like, it's just long. I'm like, just give it to me. And so she checks out, I check out the first Lord of the Rings book, and I devoured that book. It was hard to read, but I got so sucked into the freaking story that I was just like, I fought through it, and I went back like 6 days later, and I was like, is there any more of this series? And she's like, yeah, there's 2 more books. I'm like, give them to me.
I'm actually the opposite with Lord of the Rings books. I've read The Hobbit and enjoyed it, and then I started reading Lord of the Rings and couldn't get through the whole beginning Shire section where it's like 20 pages of just the Shire. I'm like, maybe I'll read this later, and I put it down, and I never finished it, sadly.
Are you talking about the beginning where it's like fucking like 40 pages of just Bilbo's birthday, and I'm like,
yeah, it's just so much that's not happening, and I'm like, is this the entire book? Is this what I'm like?
all right, Tolkien. Yeah, there are times when I'm like, all right, Tolkien, you're my homie. I love your writing. I don't think we needed the entirety of that chapter. There were some important elements in there, you know, the introducing Bilbo, Gandalf, the Ring, Frodo, you know, but
Yeah.
you could have sped that up a little bit.
Yeah, that's how I felt, and I'd never finished it because of that beginning section, which kind of sucks because I feel like it's a really good read. Everyone loves it, so obviously it's got to be a good story.
It is. I've always been someone who really likes a lot of detail when I'm reading, because like my brain can then just visualize what I'm reading, and it's almost like watching a movie in my head. So
I like less detail, so I can kind of imagine it myself, but that also comes through my writing. It's very not detailed.
Well, so the reason I know why in Lord of the Rings he was so descriptive, and some people really like it. I think it's too much, but he was literally making it. It was
It didn't exist.
Yeah, he was making something brand new. This didn't exist. So yes, my problem with when I read it is going, yeah, I know what an elf looks like, and then I have to remind myself, well, yeah, but people back then didn't know what an elf looked like. So it's like, all right.
yeah.
But it,
There's a
I love
there's
The
something-
Hobbit. Can't read Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Same. Because The Hobbit's shorter, it feels like,
It was written for
and
kids.
easier to follow. Oh, well then maybe I guess that's kind of when I read it.
But it
Probably
was
a lot of
also
Stephen King.
he wrote it. From what I gathered, from what I learned, he wrote it before Lord of the Rings, but it came out after Lord of the Rings. Because it was because of course it's the prequel, right? But
Yeah.
so he had already created everything, so he didn't have to go back and tell it, and it was a much shorter story. So it was a great way of entering kids into a fantasy world, which I agree.
That makes sense.
Really good. I really love, like, I read it like when I was like 12 and absolutely fell in love with it. That's what that is.
I didn't finish reading it, so yeah. The Hobbit I finished. I did not finish Lord of the Rings.
No, I've never finished Lord of the Rings. I've never even got
But I've
past
also
the
read
second chapter, I think.
the first chapter is like 40 pages apparently. Of just the Shire. I thought it was only 20, but that's probably because I didn't finish it. So I like the movies. Movies are good.
Not the Hobbit ones though. The Hobbit ones are shit.
Oh yeah, I went and saw the last one in theaters because my friend was like, "We gotta go see it," and I was like, "All right." I haven't seen the first two, but I read the book, and I was like, "Oh, what just happened?" Like it just kind of went and then ended. So
I believe the Hobbit needed to be 2 movies, not 3. It was too much with 2.
They spread it out too much.
Yeah, like the way they ended the second movie was just like, really? Really? This is where you're ending it? Are you kidding me?
I never saw the second one. I only saw the third one.
Unnecessary. It's sort of unnecessary shit that they added that didn't need to be there to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, I barely remember the movies because it's been so long. Well, the movie, I should say. I barely remember the book, actually.
Well, Dexter, you can always narrate it on your channel. Apparently, Dexter's kid is writing a creepypasta.
Hey, is it a gaming creepypasta? I'm all about it.
Nice.
If it's not a gaming creepypasta, I'm still about it. Just gaming is like creepypastas is kind of like my channel's theme at this point. People have said I'm like a like my brand is comfort horror, which I don't know how I feel about that, but I mean I'll roll with it.
Comfort horror? I'm not sure if I like that.
Like
but...
something that's something that's comfortable to be scared with. I don't know. That's just like the vibe people have been telling me on my channel in my comments, and so I'm just kind of rolling with that. Like that's just my thing now. Like I'm trying to make a brand around myself, and that's just hey, no one else. Well, maybe there's probably other people with that similar-ish brand, but it's my brand now.
Yeah.
So
mine's the day and night thing. Is my brand.
I like the day and night thing. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then I've got the 3 characters. Got 242, and 42, which I gotta write 242's world now, so because they all come from different worlds. They're all the same being from different dimensions.
That's cool. Got a whole overarching plot and everything.
Oh yeah, my channel's got lore. I just have to write it.
I love lore.
I personally, that's like one of my favorite things about a channel is the lore behind the channel. Hey, Dark Horse Tales! Like, I always think that's really cool.
Yeah, I've been testing doing a mini ARG with my channel where I'll post like random cryptic messages on my story to basically tell people what my next video is, but not actually telling them what my video is.
Yeah.
And it's actually working. Like, people are interacting more with my story content than I expected them to.
That's awesome, actually. It's great to see when you're getting the interaction with your fans.
Yeah, as soon as you get to the number for that, definitely start posting on your stories. It is great.
I am 9,000 so many hundred away from that.
Oh, I forgot.
I'm not even at 1K yet. I'm only at 600. Actually, 84. I have gained 4 subscribers today. Couldn't imagine.
Wow. Nice. No, that's good. Any numbers going up is good, obviously.
Yes,
but
100%.
For a long time, I was doing 1 a day, 1+ sub a day, and I was like, this is great. And then that one video went up, and I got a couple hundred a day, and then it just kept going up, and it was just it was like a dream come true almost. Like it felt too unreal. Like I had this dream before. There's no way it's real. And then obviously, I guess it was. I'm like, cool. I guess I'm gonna keep rolling with this. And then my goal for this year was to make friends with the horror community. I wanted to be enveloped in. I wanted to meet them all. I wanted to meet my horror YouTube heroes like Mr. Creepypasta and Dark Somnium and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm in a group with them both now. Wow, how did that happen? And I haven't really said hi to Mr. Creepypasta once, so.
He seems pretty quiet, actually.
Yeah, I'll talk to him someday. He was like literally, he's my first ever narrator back when he was very, very small. In 2000, I want to say 10 or 11? I think it was 11. He did it wasn't Jeff the Killer, it was a Slender Man story, and it was my first time ever hearing him. And that's just kind of, that was it. Narration became my whole life at that point.
Mine was Lazy Masquerade. Was the big
one. I love Lazy Masquerade.
But he doesn't do horror stuff well, he doesn't do stories anymore. He does true crime stuff and true things now.
Yeah, let's not meet story. He's still good though. I like his stuff.
Yeah, well, no,
I like it less.
He doesn't do Let's Not Meet either. He does like true stories.
It's just true crime now.
Yeah, that's all he does now.
Oh.
It's not always crime either, but it's like creepy videos and stuff like that. That's what he does, basically.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
I think his latest video was creepy videos with creepy backstories or something, or videos creepy backstories.
Pictures with creepy backstories, I think.
Yeah. Did you ever listen to Mr. Nightmare? I think is his name.
I think I did for a little bit. I only got into
He's the same thing.
Handful of narrators before I started doing this.
He's huge. He's got like 1 million. He gets millions of views per video, but his videos are pretty short. And I like more lengthy horror stuff now. I like to throw it on in the background while I'm doing homework.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
A lot of people do that also when they're like going to sleep and stuff. That's when I really listened to all that stuff, was when I was going to sleep. So.
Yeah.
Another one was Bebasta.
I messaged Bebasta. Bebasta? That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, it was Bebasta. Bebasta is one, and there's a few others, but those were the big ones that I can remember. I've stepped away from listening to a lot of the big ones now. Let's Read is another one too. Oh,
I love Let's Read. I listen to all his stuff. I listen to him every day on the way to work, or did back when I was going to work all the time. I throw him on and I could just listen because he's such a soothing voice.
To listen when I'm going to listen. I try to listen to the smaller ones now.
Yeah, I listen to every time someone sends me stuff. So
I found like Mr. Creepypasta, Mr. Creeps, and Creeps McPasta, and then I kept going down the rabbit hole, and I found Dark Somnium and Dr. Creepin', and I kept going down the rabbit hole, and I kept going to smaller channels, and I figured out that I enjoyed the smaller channels better than I do the larger channels, because it just seems like the smaller channels honestly have to put more work into making their stuff stand out, and I just feel like the content from those channels was coming out better than, Mr. Creeps and the other people that I started listening to. But I still listen to Dr. Creepin', Dark Somnium, Creepy Ghost Stories. He's not like one of the huge ones. He doesn't have like 1 million, but he has like 128K. So he's big enough.
Yeah. You guys missed
and then, I obviously listen to a lot of smaller channels.
Yeah, you guys missed the era where what's his name? Mudahar on Some Ordinary Gamers used to be a creepypasta channel. And he would cover creepypastas and gaming creepypastas. He was the only channel doing gaming creepypastas at the time, actually. And now he doesn't do that anymore, but back in the day,
well,
that's all he did.
But my key thing is do what you like. So, especially when you're not making a lot of money doing it. Like right now, I'm making pretty much nothing doing this. So this is literally a hobby. So if I'm not enjoying it, why am I doing it at this point? But. But you get to the higher up ones, like the ones that are literally making their living only on it. You have to pay more attention to what people are liking, what they're not liking. But my key thought is, if I'm not enjoying doing this, if this becomes tedious and a job for me, I'm not going to keep doing this, because I have a job that is tedious and time consuming.
Yeah, right now YouTube is my job, so. I'm kind of in between right now where I'm still loving it, but I'm trying not to do too much to burn myself out.
Yeah, and that's another
I
problem.
just need like a shorter form content because most of the videos are around 40 minutes, and that's just too long.
You could have shorter ones too, but a lot of people
Yeah.
who do 40-minute, like do longer ones, normally only do them like every other week and stuff like that.
Yeah, my goal was to do it every 2 weeks, but my homework was killing me for the last 3 weeks because one of my classes is ending, so I have finals for that.
Oof, yeah.
Yeah, so, but after that's over, then I'll have April's pretty empty, except for the 2 easy classes that are left, and so I'll be able to put out more videos. Like my last video, it didn't do nearly as well as I was hoping. It hit 30, it's at 40,000 views right now. But the one before that hits 400,000 views. So like I was trying to get that number.
It's astounding when you're in two different worlds. You're like, that many views is almost nothing. And I'm like, I am looking at 100 and I'm happy. But it's different.
It's a lot of stuff, yeah.
But it's where you are, right? Just because it depends on your subscriber account and where you're at, and so what one person's failure is another person's accomplishment, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't think 30,000 or 40,000 is a failure, but it just wasn't quite the number I was hoping for.
Yeah, it wasn't what you were hoping for, and I get that. I get that when you put out a video, you have in mind where you want to see it, how many views you want to see.
Yeah. And also my old videos are all starting to blow up again. So I don't know. I can't like analyze my own channel to figure out what I'm doing here. I need like a professional. I'm not a professional.
Yeah,
I just make content I like and other people like it. So that's all I got.
Yeah, I get that. I tried to figure it out too, and I'm like, I don't know why this one did good and this one didn't, and
yeah, I was looking at the narrator channels, like a lot of the smaller ones now that I'm in here, and I'm looking at like the bigger ones. And I'm trying to figure out what the difference is, what quality or what thing are they doing that's making this one big and this one not. Like right now, I think the biggest creepypasta narrator, I mean maybe not the biggest, but like one of the bigger ones is Dark Somnium, and his stuff is just really well sound designed. His sound design is perfect.
Yes,
and I don't know what he does. But it's perfect.
He really.
I need to ask him.
He's really good. I really like the Dark Somnium.
Yeah, I sent this message to Mr. Creepypasta to see if he wanted to do a collab with me. I mean, he never got back to me. That's fine. People are busy. But I might just ask Dark Somnium what he does for his sound design, because I've been dealing with that for years, and it's just not where I want it to be quite yet. Maybe it's a piece of equipment he has. Maybe it's just knowledge. I don't know.
Well, I was there for when Traveler's Tavern had on Big Daddy Stone, and he's actually his father-in-law. Is that technically the
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah. His wife's.
Yeah, his
dad.
wife's. Yeah, exactly. So he just said that he just enjoys doing it, and he enjoys putting sounds in, and he spends hours doing it. So that's definitely one of them.
Okay, maybe I need to use more. I don't know. I'll figure it out. It's just mostly cleaning up audio.
Yeah.
So.
I don't want to do sound incorporation into my stories, because I personally, when I was listening to stories, I actually found that because of how I like to listen, it made me not want to listen anymore. So but that's because I'm like trying to sleep, and a scream will literally wake you up from a dead sleep. So it's just like, well.
Oh, I don't mean that. I mean like how crisp he gets his personal audio. Like the way he sounds is so clean. Like, does he have just a quiet room that's got literally nothing in it but foam, or is he in a closet somewhere like recording so there's nothing but his voice? I don't know. I just want that cleanness from his audio.
Oh God.
Yeah. That's what I'm after.
No.
I mean,
that's what every narrator is after.
Yeah. I bought an expensive mic.
Right.
I have an expensive setup. I have a small room with foam everywhere. Like, I just cannot get that perfect sound. And every YouTuber I ask about it ignores me because maybe there's a secret to it and they don't want to give it away.
Fair.
The secret code, you know?
They might have even a special room they've designed for it. So
Ronnie's
That makes
audio,
sense, I would do it.
Dexter.
Is that his name, Ronnie?
Yes.
Oh. Well, Dark
It's
Somnian's
public
audio is
knowledge.
amazing. I
It's-
want to have a sit down with him and ask him about it.
It's public knowledge. If you go to one of his live streams and he's there, everyone knows Ronnie.
yeah, it's not a hidden secret. Same with
That's-
Let's Read's real name. That one's not a secret either. Everyone knows that one.
I don't know. Let's read the real name. I've been following him for like 4 years and I don't know his real name.
It's Joel.
Ah, okay. He sounds like a Joel.
I only know this because of one of my friends is really idolizes Let's Read. So
Oh, I've learned not to idolize. Anybody really.
Not idolize. Idolize is probably the wrong word.
Look up to.
Yeah, that would be the right word. I use idolize,
Yeah.
but it's probably that's who they respect the most, and that's who they got a lot of their ideas from and stuff.
Yeah, I
I
definitely
idolize
need
the
to
Burb
sit
Man
down.
because he's Burb Jesus.
Bird Jesus, man. Wait, were you there during the Bird Jesus thing for Pokemon on Twitch?
God.
No.
No?
I one day I called As the Raven Dreams Burb Jesus and it just stuck. And he's now on my
Okay.
server. He's Burb Jesus.
Yeah.
Nice. You guys play games at all? You guys gamers?
I do not have
Yeah,
time
I play
anymore.
games.
I spend way too
Oh.
much time on YouTube stuff.
That's
I'm trying to make
Yeah.
friends for gaming, you know. I play League of Legends and Apex Legends and like Sims. It's not really
Yeah.
multiplayer, but you know.
I don't
Yeah,
play
I don't play those kind of games.
Sad.
The
Anyone play
last game
Elden
that the game that I've been playing recently because I only have a Switch. I'm playing Triangle Strategy because I like TRPGs.
Oh, dude, my brother loves that game, and I haven't tried it yet because my friend bought me Elden Ring so I could play with him, and I'm literally just been swamped with that and YouTube and homework.
Yeah. My husband's playing the shit out of Elden Rings. Friggin'.
Oh, it's fun.
He loves it.
It's
not my cup of tea.
it's a hard game, but I just beat Bloodborne like a week before I started that one, so it's like been way easier for me than other people because I already played the formula.
Oh yeah, no.
And
My
I beat one of the harder bosses at a way under level.
My husband has played every single Souls game and Bloodborne.
Wow. I've played 1, 3, and Bloodborne, and now Elden Ring.
He also played Demon Souls, the original.
Oh, I had the original. I couldn't play it as a kid, so I was really bad at it. And I just put it away. And I took it back to the store because I rented it. Because that was back when you could actually rent games.
God, you're
The
making
good
me
old days,
sound
you know.
old, man. Like I was an adult when they came out. And you're not that much younger than me.
I'm 28, so I'm not that. I don't know. I don't want to ask your age, but yeah, I'm 28, so I'm not. I remember a lot of things from the 90s and early 2000s that were still relevant until Netflix and whatever came out.
Yeah. God. Netflix has
Yeah,
changed a lot of things. Elden Ring is amazing. Love that game. Ha ha ha.
Elden Ring is fun. I haven't played with my friends yet because they're all super powerful right now, and I feel like I'm super behind. But I know if they join me, they'll be behind because they have to match my level, and they'll just die. Because the only reason they're winning the game at all is because they're past the level requirements for everything.
Oh, yeah. No, my husband tries not to do that kind of stuff. He likes to just get good. It's not my cup of tea. Like, I don't like hard games. I play games for the story. I just want the story.
Yeah, the stories in Souls games are kind of weird. DM me some. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll definitely hit you up. I definitely need. I mean, I've been doing this audio thing for 5 years, and I've just cannot get the noise floor issue is my biggest thing out of the way. Yeah, I use a lot of effects. I use Adobe Premiere and Audition.
I use Audacity.
Audacity's the free one. I used to use Audacity, and then I got Audition because I went to school, and it's like cheaper. And now I can't leave because I got used to it.
That's fair.
I'm stuck.
Oh, well, I don't want to get rid of
Yeah.
Audacity because I know for a fact Audacity is free and everything else is paid. And I'm like,
Oh man, Audition's so good though. There's so many effects you can do, and you can loop effects, and there's like you can go into your sound spectral thing and remove bits you don't like, and remove mouth noises, which is huge. There's an auto click remover. There's just so much crap.
There's
I
no
love
click
getting with
remover
Audacity.
on
Or Audition.
That's in Audacity too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, but you know
Maybe
what?
Yeah.
maybe they're just the same.
Maybe. Audacity's just an open source thing. There's a bunch of stuff in it too. It's not perfect because of course it's open source and free, but I mean,
Yeah. I mean, I use OBS, so that's
it's-
open source.
Yeah. And I mean, I've got a macro that Raven helped me put together that cleans up my audio pretty damn good. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have to go through and edit my audio specifically every time I record something.
Oh no, I just go in, I hit the macro, and then I go back in and I take all my breaths out because you're not allowed to hear that I breathe. That's not allowed. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But
the only time I let
can't
breathing be in
stand-
there is if it's supposed to be in there.
Exactly.
Like I'm letting out a breath before starting something.
Yeah. Otherwise, no, I don't breathe. What are you talking about? I did this all in one.
Yeah, you don't need breathing. Breathing's
We go-
not part of life.
And then we just talk and talk and talk for 40 minutes,
Yeah.
and without breathing.
Yes.
Breathing's
September
bad.
said to raise your hand if you remember Blockbuster. Yep.
Well, you can't see my hand, but it's up. Well, I guess it's in my picture. It's up.
Yep. There you go. His
There
hands
you
up.
go. Yeah. Yeah, I used to go to Blockbuster every Friday.
I actually never went to. I only went to Home Blockbuster my whole entire life, but we didn't. We used other rental stores.
We used video
September.
rental
Not
as
only
well.
do I remember. September. Not only do I remember Blockbuster, I used to work at Blockbuster, and the last video on my channel was a story about Blockbuster.
Wow.
I'm old enough to have rented and shared a NES game.
I have a whole NES collection behind me because I am a game collector.
I have a bed behind me
Nice.
because this is in my bedroom.
Oh, I'm in my office right now. My bedroom. I couldn't be in my bedroom because my wife sleeps in there, so she's definitely not awake yet. Oh, she's awake now, but she wasn't awake when I got up.
Oh no, see, my husband knows that he has no choice in the matter. I have to have a room where I can seal it off. So the only room I had was the bedroom. So because
The bedroom's great for audio though, because your bed will absorb so much background sound.
I don't know how much background sound is it grabbing right now.
I don't hear anything in your background, but that could be Discord removing it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's possible. I know that I have a bit of an echo, but I'm in this like cove-like thing, and I've got a blanket to help muffle, and then the actual mic itself actually has padding all around it, so it helps. Jumbo
Yeah, my mic's aimed directly at a collection thing, so it like diffuses the audio a little bit, but there's still a bit of an echo because I have a super tall ceiling and no ladder, because who owns ladders nowadays?
I do. I own like 3.
Oh, can you just mail me a ladder? I'll mail it back.
Why don't you just go to this thing called a
Who owns
Lowe's and buy
ladders these
one?
days? The ladder store.
Go to Home Depot and buy a ladder? I could go to Home Depot and buy a
No,
ladder.
go to Lowe's and buy a ladder.
You don't like Home Depot?
I work for Lowe's.
Oh, do you get paid on commission? Hold on.
No, I actually don't get paid.
Go to Home Depot.
I am a cleaner at
So
Lowe's.
go to Home Depot.
Oh,
I actually
Home
don't.
Depot's right down the street from me. I don't know where Lowe's is at.
I don't know either. I also work for
Is
Canadian
there a
Lowe's.
Lowe's here? Oh no, Canada. Oh wait, there's a Lowe's right down the street from me. Wait, where?
Yeah.
I've never passed, but it's on. Okay. Never mind. I know it's that. So by McDonald's.
You bloody Canadians! You live in Canada.
Yeah, we have our stupid American frigging companies coming in, taking all our jobs.
What jerks?
I mean, technically you're American too.
No, we're talking about United States of America specifically.
No.
US
Well, I mean, technically, Canada is America. It's just USA, the downloadable content.
I remember one time when I was younger, everyone just said Canada was America's hat, and I always thought that was kind of funny.
I've heard that many times too.
Like, oh, there are hats.
Yes,
Wait,
but
what's that mean?
but we're also bigger than you, so we'll squash you, bitch. We actually are bigger. We're the second biggest country in the whole world.
Yeah, but how much of that is livable?
Quite a bit of it, actually.
I thought there was like a big section of snow you guys couldn't go to.
Yeah, but don't talk about that big section of snow. There are people who live in the
Talk about the snow.
There are people who live in the territories, and those are livable-ish. I don't know. I've always lived in a province my whole life.
I mean, I've lived all over the world by now, and I kind of like Asia the most, I think. But some parts of Europe are really nice too. Like Iceland was beautiful. I saw the Aurora Borealis. That was cool.
Yeah, I have
Built a
that.
snowman.
I have that too.
Ran it over.
Do you want to build a snowman? I'm gonna kill it.
Yeah, we literally ran it over with a tractor thing, or one of the like lift things. We stabbed it and lifted it up. You get really bored on military bases when like nothing's happening.
I'm not gonna say what came to mind.
Yeah. Canada might be bigger than us, but you guys are way too nice to attack. We'll drop a bomb on you. It's no problem.
PA, we've already been to war with you, and we won.
There's more to Canada than their niceness, actually, but we don't talk about that.
I know. I just like making fun of 42 and the Canadian stereotypes.
PA, we went to war. We burned down your White House, and then we decided to give you back your land. So shove off. We actually took a state from you.
Wasn't that just French though?
No, it was Britain that did it, and it was Canada that went to war. It's the only time that we've gone to war with the states. Britain's gone to war, of course, more than once, but it was Canada.
Oh, very cool. Thanks, Canada.
You guys ever just wonder? Whenever like the Boston Tea Party happened and they kicked all that tea in the lake, do you wonder if that lake turned to tea at all?
I don't know. Go to Boston.
Oh, for sure it did in the little sections.
Okay, so here's the worst part. Back then, tea weren't like tea bags. They were concentrated tea. And one of those little cubes, so just a little part of that, was enough for a whole year's supply of tea. And they dumped crates of those over. That place tasted probably like tea for months afterwards.
Oh, they were so happy with that too. They're like, free tea from the lake.
Oh god!
But every time I think about that, I just think about like it just being a river of tea, and I'm like, yeah, they were probably pretty pleased.
Got my free tea and somebody's foot water.
It was salt. It was salt, so you wouldn't want to drink it anyways.
Oh, salty tea. Oh, that sounds delicious.
Because it was Boston's harbor, wasn't it? Because it was the Boston Tea Party. So
it was Boston Harbor. Yeah, it was Boston Harbor. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I kept calling it a lake for some reason. I'm tired still. Where's my coffee? Oh, my coffee's gone. I'm enough.
Oh, you instantly could make more.
Right?
But we're
Would it be iced tea? Yes. It would be iced tea. My wife's a barista, so I can have her make me tea.
It'd be some salty iced tea.
Yeah.
We have our own like, what's that thing called? Where you put we have like a tea shot maker thing. She can make espresso shots. She wants to open up her own cosplay bar or cosplay cafe someday. So she wanted to get really good at making coffee.
I don't even drink coffee. I drink tea. So.
I only drink tea. Wait, this is a coffee stream.
I call it a coffee stream. It says grab a tea or a coffee.
It does. You're right. I've read that like 20 times as it's been going by.
I do specify, but I actually don't enjoy coffee. I enjoy tea. I can drink coffee. I can drink espresso and but I drink tea. I like tea.
The real question is, what's your pre-recording rituals? What do you do before a recording session?
Yeah, what do you do?
Before a recording session, I do a 5-minute vocal warm up my throat. I do some tongue twisters, and then I brew myself some tea that helps soothe the throat. And I'll drink that, do my practices, and then I'll start going into recording.
And that's
my every time.
I go to work, I talk for about 8 hours to 9 hours, and then I come and I record.
Oh, no tea before that?
Nope. I just record.
I would at least have some.
Sounds about like me.
Yeah, take some. If you're not gonna make tea, because there are specific teas you can do for like soothing the throat. Get some like room temperature water. Yes, people hate room temperature water, but it's good for opening up your vocal cords and it'll help you record better. That's like the one tip I have for people who, like me, have kind of a nasally voice. The best way to fix that is to drink something warm.
Oh, I have warm tea and stuff too every once in a while, but no, I just do it. I don't have a ritual. And yes, hair raising narratives. I've told you I don't like coffee. It's not hidden that I don't like coffee.
It's
drank.
just so off-brand with
Well-
the coffee stream idea, you know.
Well, it's a coffee shop. Coffee shops don't just serve coffee; they serve tea nowadays. It's easier to say the tea shop. People think I'm pretentious. I like caffeine. I don't care if it's tea or coffee.
I used to drink soda a lot. I've been kind of pulling away from that now, though.
Oh,
I'm almost down to my weight goal, so.
I'm bad for freaking drinking soda or pop.
Yeah. Pop, yes. Depending where you live, pop.
Pop, soda, fizzy drink, Coke. If you go to Louisiana, everything is Coke. What kind of Coke do you want? The Coke? Do you want the Pepsi Coke? Do you want the Cherry Coke? Do you want this Coke? Do you want that Coke? Like, seriously, it's Coke until you
Do you want Coke off the counter?
You want Coke that I have in these nice lines for you?
Yeah, I mean, need some lines in the bathroom if you're really feeling that Coke today.
But I did learn this the other day because I was watching someone who's doing like vocal tips on YouTube, and it said if you ever like mess a line up while you're recording a story and you're having difficulty saying it, literally take one of your knuckles, stick it in between your teeth, say that line 10 times fast. Doesn't matter if you say it properly or not while you're doing it. It will help loosen up your tongue and make it easier to pronounce. And I fucked up on a line like 15 times. Got pissed off and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna try it. And I did it. And the next time I said that line perfectly. I'm like, did that just fucking work?
I might have to try that because I
Hey,
do that a
man,
lot.
yeah.
I
do that all the time, yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, hold on. I had to read a certain section of lines that was like the hardest thing I've ever had to read because it was like all these big words for no good reason. And
Gotta flex on people.
His behavior towards the faith grew increasingly antagonistic in the coming months, which was so different from his usual amicable and loving disposition. And I was just like, oh my god, what is with this?
Antagonistical? Is that what that said?
Oh my god, see, I have a problem with that word. Antistonistic. Antistonistic. I'm not saying it right again.
I had to see that. I have no idea what word. Antagonistic?
That's it. That's the word. Right there.
Okay, yeah, like the antagonist. Gotcha.
Yeah, and just like, I was just like, oh my, there are so many words here. I know what they mean, but I do not use these in my everyday language. Okay,
Yeah,
we're breaking this up a little bit.
So
Autistical, yeah. Yeah.
Look, I'm dyslexic. You'd be surprised that I can speak at all.
what? So one of the authors that I really love, he put a line in one of his stories, and I wanted to punch him for it.
Wasn't it Ray?
It's the terrible tone tingling terrifyingly through the tense and torment of the storm, which continued to lash heavily above my head.
Nice.
Wasn't that Ray?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was right. And I said that to him, like, you son of a bitch. And he was like, what? And I said that, and he just laughed. And I'm like, but I nailed it on the third try. And he's like, oh, that's pretty good. And I'm like, yeah.
Fucking Ray Beeman. Oh my god. Ray
It's usually words that just blend together for me.
Oh god. Yeah, actually, me and
Throws me off.
PA are both dyslexic, which is quite amusing because we both write too, and it's just like.
Yeah, it's a good way to get over your dyslexia, or to work on it, I should say.
Actually, that's part of the
Everybody has a
reason
lisp, so
it's actually part of the reason why I started my YouTube channel.
that's good though. I mean, it's a good goal.
Yeah, I got tired of not being able to read. Well, I was already working on the reading problem, but I thought I thought I had a bit of a lisp and I was having some other problems. So I was like, you know what? I should just start narrating things, and that might help me fix some of those problems. And if no one pays attention, well, it's still therapy for me, so y'all can shove off.
Yeah, I used to read aloud just to practice. So like every night I would read a chapter or two from my book, just aloud, and that's kind of what got me into doing it. It helped me to learn timings and how to slow down a little bit, but also in my job I had to brief people, so I was always talking in front of people, and that kind of helped too.
Just, did you picture them all naked?
No.
Or in their underwear?
No, I usually just scanned the room and never made eye contact, so it looked like I was making eye contact with everybody. It worked. Like I got pretty good at it, which is weird because I was super shy before I joined the military, and then having to do that on like very important missions helped.
Well, they do like to push you to do stuff that you're not wanting to do, so apparently
That's the entirety of the military, yeah.
Yep. September apparently is dyslexic as well. Which also, whoever decided to spell dyslexia like that, I will kill.
I can look up who created dyslexia. Or who diagnosed it originally.
Or who named it that. And also whoever named the fear of long words as well can also.
His name was Rudolf Berlin. Greek. The word was drawn from a Greek. Dust, hard, bad, difficult, Lexus.
Hard reading.
And speech. So it's dust or deuce, which is hard, bad, difficult, and then Lexus, which is speech or words.
Hard words.
Yeah.
Dyslexia means hard words. God damn it. Words are hard.
I have a noise gate, but the problem with that is my voice gets kind of low sometimes, and it'll cut off like the very tip of my noise. And also, noise gates I've noticed will, once you're talking, will bring the noise back, but only while you're talking. When you stop talking, the noise is gone.
Yeah, I tried. to noise gate for a little bit, but because I'm actually very soft spoken, especially when I'm narrating, it cut in the middle of sentences too on me a couple times. I was like, okay, this is not for me.
Yeah, the best way I found.
Hey, hamster.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, that's actually one of the people that I borrowed. Let me use their stories. Hey, hamster. Welcome.
Huh?
I recognize the username. It's one of those usernames you recognize.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever used? What's that noise? I had to open my audition. It basically gets rid of the lower tones without getting rid of all of this background noise, but makes the background noise so quiet you can't hear it. Barely. So you have to turn your volume up to max, which who does, so that's kind of how I got over it.
What I use for mine, what my macro has in it is what's on this macro again? It's a bunch of whole wacky stuff. That's why I have it.
Oh.
My recurring macro has normalize, filter curve, level speech, normalize, and limiter. But what I do before all this is I do first I do what's it called? Noise reduction. You take a clip of an empty spot. You always leave a little bit, and
that's
then
what you do in Audition as well.
And then you put over it. Then I put the macro over top of it, and then I do noise reduction one more time, and it gets rid of everything for me. But it brings my volume up and all stuff.
Wow.
So.
I mean, that's cool though that it works.
Yeah, you can listen to my audio and also my creepy music that is mine. Good to see you. At least hear me, I guess. Yep. I mean, you've heard me narrate your story before, so you've heard my voice.
Are you doing a face reveal for your 1,000 subs?
That's when I'm thinking of doing it. It's not official. It's not official, guys.
Okay, it's not official yet.
I might change my mind. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm thinking about it. No official thing.
Wow, I accidentally did a face reveal early. I should hide my videos. Just hide them.
That's if you care. If you don't care, people know what you look like. I'm very.
Oh man.
I'm very elected because I'm a female and I'm worried about problems that come with being a female. But then again, people just hearing my voice can cause those problems, so fucking bloody hell.
Yeah,
right.
People get weird about that stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
My wife deals with creeps in her Twitch chat all the time because she's on screen.
Yeah. Lace
then
Lucaria had someone slide into her DMs asking her what color her panties were. They closed down their Twitter shortly afterwards.
That's funny, but it's not. It's really annoying, I imagine. But I just can't believe someone would be like, it's a good idea. Let's do this.
I know.
Like how many times has it ever worked?
How did you think this was gonna work? 1,000 subs? Do we need to donate? Because that's a lot of sandwiches. That is a lot of sandwiches. He's not wrong. I don't think I can eat that many.
I think I had 1 sub in the last 2 months of my life. I did not eat sandwiches nearly as often as I used to.
Sandwiches.
So I don't think I can do 1,000. Sorry.
But I need 1,000 subs so I can do a face reveal. Jeez.
Your manties are blue. That's nice, man.
Just so y'all know. Yeah.
I will not give away
She
any.
should have just responded
information.
with. She should have just responded with red from the last person that asked me that question.
I forget what she
yeah.
said.
What?
I think she said, "Do you do this to male narrators?"
Oh, I'm gonna get into the male narrator's DM so I can get blocked real quick. Yo, what underwear are you wearing, bro?
Dude, what color underwear are you wearing?
And they're like, block.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you can't talk to this person anymore. Oh, cool, nice. I did it.
It worked. Yes. But yeah, she
Bro, what kind of underwear are you wearing?
She totally outed him, added him and everything just to shame him. Because I agree. Like really, dude, that's what you think is right? You should.
I mean, they're just underwear too. Like, calm down, bro.
Yeah.
People all wear underwear. It's not even.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
I
know,
wear
people are weird.
blue. Oh yeah, I'm wearing red. Oh yeah, I'm wearing black. Whatever, it's underwear. But you know, it would have led into what kind of underwear are you wearing?
I guess yeah, from
Yeah.
there. But even then, it's like, I mean, I'm sitting at home. What do you? They're just normal. I don't know what do you want from me? I'm wearing man's boxers. There you go.
I am wearing the
They're comfy.
skin of my last, the last perv that tried to slide into my DMs. You want to join my collection?
Yeah, you gotta have a collection of skin underwear. Everyone does.
Everyone does. He used the creep to out creep the creep. Clever girl. Yeah, Larry Spicard.
You can't let that skin dry though, because if you do, it really chafes.
That's why the puts.
I mean,
yeah. It's all good.
yeah, put the lotion on the skin, or else you get
Get
the
the
hose
hose
again.
again.
Come on.
Jeez, yeah.
I think we
One of
all
the most
know what
iconic
it is,
movie
so.
lines ever.
Yes, I don't know.
Someone says that all the time, sadly. In not situations that deserve it.
That's just how you work as a kid. That's how we do
Yeah.
things. So, with
My
the stream coming near to an end, anything coming up recently, or anything you would like to talk about your channel before we end it?
I might be doing a podcast tonight. If anyone wants to, I need a guest. I need 2 guests actually. That's what I'm saying. So if anyone here wants to be on a podcast that's brand new, never been done before for a test stream, like I'll probably do that tonight around 6, whatever my time is, West Coast. So, if any of you guys are interested in joining, I'm here. Yeah.
You also,
I already have.
a lot of you know me, so you can always DM me and I can get his info to you if you're interested as well. Also, check out his channel. His Twitter and YouTube are down in the description box, as always. All my guests always are down there, so you can easily find them. PA, is there anything you wanted to mention?
I'm still working on soundproofing my office and learning my new working environment, but I do have a video recorded for whenever I release it, probably Monday, and I'm working on another one, so I should be back to my normal upload schedule this week.
Yes, if someone decided he needed to move, which I agree, you did need to move.
No, I don't have a recording schedule.
More like my girlfriend decided that I needed to move in with her, and I'm just like, I at least finally get an office, and my office isn't my bedroom anymore.
Yeah.
Hey man,
Let's
that's
be
literally
real,
moving up in the world.
man, dude,
Past
dude,
me.
you don't even understand. I lived in an old farmhouse, right?
An old haunted farmhouse.
Oh, the best kind.
and literally the floor was slanted, so my chair, I had to always keep repositioning it because it would just slide backwards. So it's so weird being on a level floor. I'm like, I don't have to readjust myself every 5 minutes. What the fuck's going on here?
Also, you guys can join my Discord if you want to
Sure.
be in on any of the stuff. So I guess I'll link that or something. I don't know how to do that actually.
You can do it. You have to send it to me if you want me to put it into the chat.
Okay. I guess I'll just wait. Okay, so I'm a little bit Discord's not smart,
That's
but
fine. A
can I
lot
put in
of
coffee chat?
yes, you can put it in the coffee chat.
There you go.
All right.
It's a little ghost.
Ghosty
If anybody is interested in the stream tonight, I can pull in. I want to do 4 people, so 3 guests. Well, probably 2 guests, and I'm gonna have somebody I know in who I can already bounce ideas off of. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you guys are both interested here in chat, then I mean, I'm sure maybe you'll be sleeping around the time it starts. But
I know I can't. I have to finish my video for tomorrow. So tomorrow on mine at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time will be ghost stories. Woo! Spooky ghost stories. I am in the
did
middle
you write them
of.
yourself?
No, I actually am going
No.
to write my ghost stories down in a different format so I actually can do it. But I want to redo it. Stuff.
Yay!
I think I might be putting out another dark web collection since I still have some of those dark web stories that I haven't done, courtesy of Raven.
My next video is on Portal, so if anyone likes Portal, the games, I got you covered.
Those are pretty good
It's all the
games.
horror in Portal.
Nice.
Yeah, Portal's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
No idea when I'm done. It's like 40 minutes
One of
already.
my favorite.
so-
One of my favorite horror games is to play is still Dead Space.
Bro,
Yeah.
Dead Space is amazing. Aliens freak me out more
Right.
than any other monsters. I don't know why. I think it's because I watched the Alien films when I was too young.
This is very possible.
Oh, those are magical films.
Well, with that, we're gonna call it quits. Thank you, both of you, for joining me today for this lovely morning
course.
stream. Next week is people with things. With doodads.
The,
Hold on, I've read it
and
up.
the stuffy things and
Dark Horse Tales and Chronopasta are next week. Look, I have to go find things. I
Nice.
was trying to fill in the void.
Chrono.
If you ever want me to be back on the stream, I would gladly do it. This is fun.
Oh, perfect. We'll talk about that later. I hope you all have a good day.
It's always fun when I was gonna say it's always fun injecting a little chaos into your streams.
It's the best life.
Hi, Pimp Demon. Bye, Pimp Demon. Take care, everyone. Have a good day.